You know that feeling when you visit a place and it almost feels like you're going back in time, like how things used to be. Zululand is one of these places. Situated in the heart of rural South Africa, Zululand is an area of roughly 15,000 square kilometers. With over 50 game reserves, it is considered one of the most wildlife diverse and concentrated spaces in Africa. We set off on a journey to learn about 3 inspiring stories, where modern innovation, the e-bike, is being used for community empowerment and conservation efforts.
Four years ago, right in the middle of lockdown, I got introduced to Frederik Voigt, who now heads up Wildbike. And I remember I was sitting in my apartment locked up in Amsterdam, and Dev was sitting under a tree in Malawi somewhere. He was on a year-round trip with his family around Southern Africa.
We decided to, kind of in COVID time, take the kids out of school and go touring for a year through East Africa. The idea was really around helping our kids understand that life didn't just exist around the village where we live in Howick, and that there's a much bigger world even outside of South Africa, and that Africa is a really interesting continent. And so we went touring for the year. We were in Tanzania sitting around a fire talking to some guys who look after some gigantic concession areas, wilderness areas in Tanzania. And they were talking about the challenges that they had to manage these places, specifically in their case for anti-poaching. And it clicked that e-bikes can be a solution for them.
We don't even know half of the secrets that wildlife areas or conservation areas, natural areas have. So for me, the motivation is to give those entities a chance. Like, my life is nothing without this.
You can't deny that fact. This world is in dire need of a lot of help, and what we're doing might not be on the larger scale, but it's certainly something that is really making a big difference. And it's not difference for today, it's difference for 50, 60, 70 years down the line. And I think it's important.
With the habitat management work they're doing in Munywana, JR and Callan are able to predict the amount of feed, for example, that will be available to the animals up to 2 years in advance. Literally at a grassroots level, they're studying grass. Like, they are going from that level, and then how that impacts literally out from there every animal that's in the whole reserve. The consequence of not doing that work is that on a reserve nearby there, the last time we entered this drought cycle, 27 rhino died because they didn't have enough food. So in that reserve, more rhinos died because they didn't have food in the reserve compared to rhinos that were poached. And that was entirely preventable. So the work that JR and Callan are doing on their reserve is that meaningful. It could literally prevent the demise of a species.
That's where it's so cool to actually see us as humans having a different role, a positive role to play. We're so bombarded with, humans are causing climate change, pollution. However, there's a capability that's within us that we can actually positively contribute to these systems. We can help them, and that's what sort of gives me hope.
We started to branch this out, and we realized that the community on the outside of reserves is almost as important as looking after the reserve itself.
What I do in my community is I'm a facilitator for Africa Foundation.
So they're helping startups, people with small businesses, with a mentor program that lasts 12 months. And They're helping those guys to be better business people and even potentially start employing other people.
If a business, I can be there and help it become something that can help more than just one family. To me, that will be a perfect story. That will make me feel like I'm living on my purpose, like I'm doing what I came here to do.
He's got 250 square kilometers that he has to cover, meeting the different startups and the entrepreneurs in the communities.
Oh man, I'm having a good time every time I'm riding that bike. It's always a good time because it makes life easier. Before the e-bike, we would just walk, and then the ones that are farther, like the one that are far away, we would have to arrange some transport. But once I got the e-bike, everything became easier. If you have an ability, you gotta help those who do not have that ability.
Our final stop takes us to a very special place, Somkanda, one of South Africa's first community-owned game reserves. The rangers of Somkanda have been using e-bikes for over a year, and we were eager to hear from them how these bikes have contributed to their daily lives in protecting this majestic 12,000-hectare Big Five game reserve.
Okay, but it's not near so. Ringos ngoba lukhesha yonke into. Lions, if you come la kamukala izobamba, white rhino if you kamukala izobamba, inyala if you kamukala izongena, everything izokamukala.
Yeah.
Izawufa.
Akusikho right.
Because iningi imvelo inature la elimalayo edestroyayo.
Somkanda is unique, certainly in Zululand, in that it's one of the few reserves that's legitimately owned by the community whose land it is. So there was a land claim process. The Gumbi tribe got given that land back, their ancestral land.
So uma sobuya umhlaba kahulumeni, uGumbi was decide ukuthi esikhundleni sokuthi kwakha abantu yonke le ndawo, ngcono le ndawo ayakhe kube nesiciko sivikela izilwane, sizokwazi ukwenza ibhizinisi. Sizokwazi ukuthi kwenza nokuthi kube namathuba emisebenzi abantu bekwazi ukuqasha. It's easier because when you go with its bicycles, they find the snares, put a bicycle next to the road, and then check that snares properly, and then finish that, and then come back to take the bicycle and then back to the compound.
The incidence of snaring in that area where the bike started working went from, a couple hundred that they would find in a month to almost non-existent. And it was quite funny. The story came to me in a very roundabout way through a community member, but he said that the community is really scared of these bikes because they're like ghosts. They don't hear them coming. It's not like a motorbike or a Land Cruiser. It almost like had a psychological effect on the poachers.
It's a no-brainer. It's very evident that these bikes have a place in conservation, and it's just going to grow into the future. It's a whole different angle at conservation. You eliminate fuel usage, you incorporate a level of fitness, a level of awareness, and I mean, let's face it, there's also a level of enjoyment.
The runway ahead of us for pure conservation work with our bikes is very clear, and I have a very clear idea of where we're going, and we're now at the point where we need to scale that. We have 15 bikes on the ground now. By the end of this year, the goal is to get to 50 bikes, and I work well on belief, and so that's the peg that we put in the ground, and that's where we're headed, and we're going to do it.
The Zulu word for spirit is umoya. It's also the same word they use for wind. And just like wind, change is not seen, it's only felt. Our spirit often compels us into action, to stand up for what is right, to fight for what is good, and to protect what is pure. It often seems futile, but the next time you feel the wind on your face, may you be reminded that tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today, and that just like the wind, change will come.